Hello and welcome to Daily News Analysis by Abhiyan. Today is 22nd of February 2023, and to begin this news analysis, let's just think for a while. What could be the topic? What are the topics for today? So, this is the topic, and today is World Thinking Day. The first news is that today is World Thinking Day. Okay, so this World Association of Girls Guide and Girl Scouts, which is in short WAGGS, they celebrate World Thinking Day on February 22nd every year, and it has been celebrated since 1926. So this day is a day for international friendship, an opportunity to speak out on issues that affect young women and fundraise 10 million girl guides and girl scouts in 150 countries. So in India we have NCC, right? So under NCC we have women wing also. So these are part of that. Now the theme for this year is Our World, Our Peaceful Future, the environment, peace and security. So this encourages female scouts to form enduring relationships with one another that emphasizes loyalty and respect. So this is the picture you can see, World Thinking Day. Then this news has been taken from PIB on the topic Suposhit Maa Abhiyan. So this was launched by the Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, and it is aimed to create a malnutrition-free India. And under this Abhiyan or program, they will provide nutrition to every pregnant woman in the country to preserve and maintain the health of our future generations. Under this Abhiyan, 1,000 women would be given food items for 1 month, right? And at the same time, the health of the child, including medical examination, blood test, medicine, etc., would be covered. And only one pregnant woman would be adopted from a family. So, one pregnant woman per family. Okay, so this was by our Lok Sabha Speaker. Again, on this competition, this is also taken from PIB. So best tourism village competition. Now this tourism village competition seeks to honor a village that exemplifies the rural tourism in the best form with cultural and natural assets, right? This will be based on community and their lifestyle. Now, under this tourism competition, the certain factors or certain features that we have to keep in mind is commitment to sustainability in all of its aspects, not just economic, but social and environmental, right? And to make tourism one of the drivers of change, positive change, then development of rural areas and community well-being. Okay, now those villages which will be recognized as best tourism villages will be awarded nationally by Ministry of Tourism. Okay, and this awarded villages will be featured on different portals, handles, website of Government of India. So if you think your village can participate or compete in the best tourism village, you can log into Ministry of Tourism's website and find out about it more. Okay, now these two news you can see, one is taken from Hindu, one is from Assam Tribune. So this news internationally is very important. This is Russia suspends the last remaining major nuclear treaty with the US. Now this nuclear treaty is called New START Treaty. So it entered into force on February 5th, 2011, and through this, the United States and Russian Federation, they were trying for measures for the further reduction and limitation of strategic offensive arms, basically to reduce and control the use of nuclear weapons, right? So this enhances the United Nations national security by placing variable limits on Russian deployed intercontinental range nuclear weapons, but Russian Federation has suspended. Okay, this whole treaty was to run till February 4th, 2026. So for another 4 years, this remains suspended. Meaning what? Meaning the national security or threat to the US, according to them, has been further increased because of the suspension by the Russian President Vladimir Putin. Okay. Now this news, you can see Indians spending over $1 billion every month on foreign travel. Now this is a report that has come out, revealed by Reserve Bank data. Now this has come out that Indians are traveling across the world with their families or friends, right? And over $1 billion are spent every month on foreign travel. So Indians are traveling all over the world now, but certain countries like Vietnam, Thailand, Europe, and Bali are some of the major destinations that Indians prefer. So this Europe is a continent. So Europe, particularly the countries would be in the Mediterranean, like Greece, and again UK, such as and then France, Switzerland, all these holiday destinations. So, but it's interesting to see that a lot of Asian countries are also some of the major destinations that Indians prefer, like Vietnam, Thailand, and Bali is in Indonesia. So this is just RBI data that the outward remittances towards travel were $7 billion in the entire 2021-22 financial year. So every year it has been increasing. In the pandemic time, it reduced significantly because of the restrictions, but there has been a massive boom since then in international travel. Okay. Then here, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka to organize the first synchronized Vulture survey in February. February when? February 24th, 25th, and 26th. So Kerala Forest and Wildlife Department, along with its counterparts from Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, they're organizing this synchronized. This is the first synchronized. On what? On Vulture survey. Now, to talk about the vultures, we hardly see vultures these days. Here in the Northeast also, there has been reduction in the numbers. There are certain reasons to it, but let's talk about the vultures. Vultures are called carrion birds. Okay. Now, what do I mean by carrion? Carrion is those type of animals or birds that feed on carcasses, right? So they feed on carcasses. Can you name one common carrion bird that we see regularly every day? If you walk towards Digulipukri, you'll see a lot of crows, right? Digulipukri in Guwahati. If you walk around the park, you'll see a lot of crows. So crows are also type of carrion birds. Now, in Hindu mythology, in Indian mythology, vultures play a significant role. Like, for example, in Ramayana, the bird called Jatayu, right, was a vulture. Okay. Then also for various cultures, vultures represent death, then rebirth, etc. All those philosophies it represents. Then if I have to talk one example particularly one example will be the Tibetan Bon religion. It's called Bon religion of Tibet, right? So they have this tradition of burying or disposing of their dead family members what is known as sky burial, right? So what they do is in sky burial, they take the bodies of their dead ones on top of a mountain or on a higher ground, and they leave the body there, and all these carrion birds, vultures and a lot of other carrion birds, they feed on these carcasses. Now, importance of vulture is that when vulture is in an area, they feed on carcasses. As I have said, they are carrion birds, so they feed on the carcasses. That helps to stop the spread of zoonotic diseases, right? That is spread by dead animals, the viruses. So this helps in the vultures help in spreading of zoonotic diseases. Now there has been significant increase of zoonotic diseases across the world because of the vulture population reducing. Okay. Now you might think, is it that important? But it is. Every species on Earth, if you believe in God, was created under a purpose. If you don't believe in God also, scientifically, every species on Earth has a specific role to play, and vultures play a very significant role in controlling diseases. Now, as temperatures are rising and as there has been limited space even for humans, to think of these birds going extinct would be a catastrophic event, because these birds help in controlling a lot of environmental diseases caused by the dead animals. Okay. Now, if we have to talk, during the 2000s in India particularly, the vultures faced a catastrophic population decline during the 2000s. Why? Because they were exposed to anti-inflammatory drug. This is diclofenac, which was used as painkiller for cattle, right? So this drug was used for cattle, and when the cattle died, this drug migrated, or this drug transferred to the vultures, and because of that they could not survive well, and that's why there has been certain level of population decline because of this drug. Okay. And the worrying sign is this: South Asia, that is India and neighboring countries like Bangladesh and Pakistan, etc., had about 4 crore white-rumped vulture. This is one type of species, but the population has come down to less than 10,000. So you can imagine the drastic level of population decline. So this thing is very important. This news in particular, the significance of vultures, why it is important. We have to understand why they are important for the environment, for our wildlife continuation. Okay. And in the final sheet, we have 3 news, short news. So Australia will host the first Malabar naval drill, okay, for the first time. This Malabar is a multilateral naval exercises between Australia, Japan, the US, right? And also, of course, India. Now, Australia will be hosting the first Malabar exercises, okay? This is the Malabar 2023, right? And it will be held in the Australian city of Perth. Okay. Also, Australia will host the Quad Summit later this year. So comment down below if you know what is Quad. Now on the middle, we have this: children have the right to protect their genetic data. Now, in case of a paternity dispute, the Supreme Court, the top court, has said a child cannot be subjected mechanically or cannot be subjected to DNA tests in each and every case between warring parents as a shortcut to establish proof of infidelity. Okay, so in the recent, the modern world is seeing, or the modern generation is seeing things that are unethical with the technology. So the Supreme Court, in case of warring parents, have said that the parents or the what do you call, the people who want to establish that the child is theirs or not because of the conflict of infidelity, they want DNA tests, right? Which is a shortcut, basically. Shortcut to find out is the child theirs or not. Now, this genetic information, as per the bench, has said that is personal and intimate, right? Because they are children, it doesn't mean that we are bound to subject them to DNA tests. And he has the bench led by Justice this V. Subramaniam and Nagaratna. It says that it goes on the person's very essence, right? So children also have the right to not have their legitimacy questioned frivolously before a court of law. Now, this is an attribute to the right of privacy. Justice Nagaratna also drew the attention on psychological trauma on the children because of this mechanism, right? So this news, you can just go through it once on protection of genetic data, which is under right of privacy. Now you have to link it with where right of privacy, which article number or which article falls under right of privacy. You have to think it that way. If you know the answers, you can always use the comment box, right? And on the last news, we have this person. He is Rudranks Patil. He's also the current world champion of what? Of men's air rifle shooting, right? So he has won the gold in men's air rifle shooting, defeating Maximilian Olbrich of Germany. Okay, so this is his second goal because he also won gold with Narmada 19 in mixed air rifle in the same shooting World Cup. Okay, so this World Cup, shooting World Cup, was held in Cairo, Egypt, right? Okay, so this brings us to the end of this news analysis. We hope you're enjoying the series. Do comment down below if you are enjoying the series, or join our Telegram channel to know more details about various courses that we are providing. Okay, so thank you for joining. See you soon.